so that whatever comes after this will record.
So I will tell you again a little bit.
Okay, do you want to hit, you have to hit OK on the
Yeah.
computer. Sorry.
Leave meeting? No.
No, it's just whatever it says there, like continue or something.
Got it.
Oh, got it. Yeah, got it.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Carol.
Carol.
Perfect timing.
Good. Good.
Yay. We're talking about, Christy is talking about the exact points like expansion and how important they are, that you connect there. So Christy was talking about.
So are you?
Okay, one thing before we start, I have to leave at 12 o'clock, so I'll just be clicking
Okay.
quietly and.
Okay.
Okay, so should I start it? We're recording?
Yes. Yeah. Start it. Yeah.
We just ask because we don't know who shows up today.
No.
But anyway, let me just get into here. Yes. That's the center of the chest right here.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit higher, it's a little bit, but that's the horizontal plane of the heart. Yeah, this horizontal plane of the moon, horizontal, all the horizontal planes exist in the same place. But the horizontal plane, an expansion, for example, is the only place that you can horizontally expand to get to heaven. Because if you're innocently just continue without knowing the point of expansion from which you can expand the heart to go to heaven, then what happens is the shoulders start pushing in and you lose the connection to the spine. And then you lost the connection to the fabric of life being the field of wholeness within yourself. Yes, so that's the reason this place is so important. All the places are so important. So what I was saying, that all the connections are really understandings of placements in space from which you learn the movements. But ultimately, all the connections are a specific place of accuracy in which the fabric is constantly connecting through the whole flow of the movement.
Yeah.
So first you said, oh, these are pointers in a space in which I experience the path of balance, but then said, oh, the points of space are extraordinarily accurate because are the points in which the fabric inside of the fountain of life reconnects constantly inside of the energy, yeah? And the reconnection inside of the energy is what allows my mind then to be simultaneous with the energy, simultaneous with the body.
Yeah.
So the mind doesn't jump into the mind and then do everything, and
Right. So the arms don't move without the spine. Everything moves together.
Exactly. Everything moves together. So that's important. Beautiful. So let's expand just for a few seconds more. It's just,
Hi.
oh yeah, fantastic, Mary Pat. So wonderful. Let me see what else are we going. So we wait just for a few seconds more, just 2 minutes more, and then we'll go. How are you, Mary Pat? Everything is fantastic.
I'm good. Yeah, everything's great.
Okay, wonderful. Any questions?
You may, why not?
Not really.
Why not repeat that? I know that's a lot of repetition, but repeat that for Mary Pat.
Repeat that for Mary Pat.
Yeah.
This is a graphic that I just wrote right now to explain the importance of the horizontal plane. That is a definition of expansion. And the horizontal planes of the definition of expansion and the center connecting to the head right here in the solar plexus is a sphere that it goes in all directions of a space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the central line, the horizontal plane, is the only point of a space that you can expand the heart to get to heaven, or you can start gravitational expansion, or when you start navigation,
Yeah.
to continue with it. Yeah. But this point is extraordinarily important because it's the only point that you can maintain the fabric of life constantly continual within the whole field that connects us to the fountain of life. Because if we innocently bring from expansion directly the body to heaven without the natural encircling of the heart that occurs in expansion, then the shoulder joint presses into itself and we lose the connection to the spine, and therefore we lose the connection to the entire fabric. And then the mind is in the mind, the energy is in the energy, and the body is in the body, but they are not synchronized simultaneously. So that is a reason very important to understand. So this horizontal plane, it's extraordinary importance, just as the horizontal planes of the head, just as the horizontal plane of the pelvis, which would be right here, you know, the third horizontal, yeah? So those are very specific. And I was saying again that the connection of unity and motion are important because it helps us to understand the mechanics and then the path of balance. But the connections eventually become extraordinary, specific points in space that allow us to connect to the fountain of life and allow us to connect continuously. So the fabric of life is always present within our field of awareness, because we are the fountain of life. I am the fountain of life. But I cannot know that until I get to experience also outside of me that the fountain is embracing me as I am embracing the fountain. It's a simultaneous thing that occurs, yeah? And whatever degree that you do the movements is going to be good, but we're talking about the understanding and experience of the actual, definite connection that exists in a space.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it's, I always think about, you know, that connecting to the sphere of life out here, because it's really that point where I feel like most open, right and left, above and below. And it really helps me to sense that three-dimensionality so that I'm not gripping to move in there, you know. Beautiful.
So then even when you come from heaven, the connection of the expanding heaven, touching the level of infinity, and then rotating, the moment of expansion is extraordinary. But it's something that you get to know more and more because it is the actual true center of your heart. So then in that moment, navigation takes place in order to facilitate the gravitational expansion, which is the changing center of gravity, going from expansion to mandala ground and so forth, or from expansion to heaven. Yeah. So all that you're learning in the entire practice, because it's very simple, to be able to synchronize gravitational expansion and the changes between above and below and you, so the sphere of life, gravity expansion, and the movement of life is constantly the center of the movement that you are moving moment to moment in a space. So it's constantly you're learning to use the sphere of life to give you the center of movement in which you're constantly moving in three-dimensional space. And once you learn that, the mind loves it, because that's the point of reference in which the mind expands from the center of a space, not from the center of the, well, it is also the center of the structure, but it's not, it is the spatial center of a structure. It's not the structure, because if you use a structure, you will innocently open up one direction of your body to the expenses of the other, and then you're outside of the fabric. The mind is always in here, and then you do the movement and you sensing the effort as being the exercise of the movement. Once the mind begins interconnected with the sphere of life, and it becomes the moving center of gravity, the moving center of gravitational expansion. Yeah, gravitational expansion centralizes it within the moment of life. Gravity coming into expansion, and then the moment of life, that is 3 dimensions. That's the center of space. That's the center of the self. That's the center of everything. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I will clear that. I said it twice, so you'll get it. Yeah, all these things that I'm saying are things that you may want to do it or not do it, but they're all things that you need to momentarily, for a while, contemplate to allow the mind to say, Eureka, I understand what you mean. That's the center of the heart. And if I go up without defining the place and without expanding, everything closes into myself. And if I close it into myself, that's what's happened, that, you know, everything remains isolated within itself. The mind, the energy, and the body are three different bodies doing the best they can as you keep moving. The other one, they all come together. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I need to make one detail clear before we go into the motion. Very bad. I was confused last time, and I don't want to confuse you. When we come in from Mandala Crown, and you arrive to Mandala Crown, which is a slightly inner arc, slightly inner arc. When we get into encircling earth and earth, that earth is called side earth. Side earth.
Okay.
When we go from,
I thought that
I know.
side earth was from crown and mandala.
Oh, yeah. Side earth is for crown. Yeah, and from Mandala Crown as well.
All right, because I thought that
from
was
Mandala Crown as well.
forward earth from mandala crown and side earth was from crown.
Side earth is from side earth is the unfolding the wave to earth that becomes the beginning of the riding of the wave that it gets you to expansion. So they are almost go ahead.
What is from crown the earth that you pass through then? I thought that was side earth too.
Yeah, they're from crown is side earth. Yeah,
Earth,
absolutely. You're
okay.
right.
So from mandala crown, what is it?
Crown is a crown, and mandala crown are almost the same, but they are not a little bit, because there are a few millimeters difference. And all the difference in the connections is that the free curves of the spine demands a sort of a different, nothing is fixated in the movement. So the subtleties from which you discover the difference between what we say side earth and forward earth and circling earth before earth, they are the places in which then you can engage to the vertebrae naturally without having to push them in or out. So the subtleties of the path of balance and the subtlety of the movements is a little bit complex to the mind, because the mind discovers places in which it can activate the spine inside of a three-dimensional connection, and therefore avoid the sliding or pushing between the curves to create resistance to manifest the movement. Yeah.
Right.
So let me just show you a little bit, go a little bit distant here. So I'll show you what I mean from, I don't know, from here, from the, just gently. This will be mandala crown, right? Mandala crown right here, right? Mandala crown. I just do one arm because you can see it much larger. So mandala crown, this is from here, or from this instant, mandala crown is the encircling earth, right? And then in this moment, right here is the earth, the side earth, right here, that initiates the flowing wave.
Okay.
You could do that again?
Yeah. So then here is mandala crown, right? And my gaze is here, of course, because I'm a little bit in a breadth of inner arc. Then encircling earth is like maybe 2 or 3 inches right here, encircling earth. And that is earth, side earth, side earth. And that becomes the beginning. You see right there becomes the beginning of the inflowing wave from the heart. Right here, earth is the beginning of the inflowing wave. The other one, when you're unfolding from foundation and you get to earth, it's an angle that you can't touch this angle when you're coming from mandala crown. You cannot touch this angle. You see, if I'm coming from mandala crown and I go to the angle of earth, I lost the shoulder, I lost all of it. So the angle of earth is only right, is the moment right and left. And then when you unfold, the instant or right and left, in front and back, and above and below, from which the inflowing wave goes to suspended balance and then descending.
So Christy,
Yeah.
Christy, that one we refer to as forward Earth, right?
What is that forward Earth?
Forward Earth is the one that starts in foundation and opens up through the mandala.
The forward Earth is the one.
It
Yeah.
is the
I
Earth
wonder- Yeah.
that starts in foundation and then opens up to get to expansion. Passing through that Earth, at least that's how we used to call it.
Yes.
That's the forward Earth, and the side Earth were both the regular crown and mandala crown were both called side Earth. And then the forward Earth was the one that opens up through foundation to get to expansion.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I wonder, this is a question. I want you to, because we're always refining the language from which we're connected to become more and more immediate to what it is, and then facilitate easiness of comprehension. So I don't know, it's a question that just arrived when I was talking to Carolina, because Carolina reminded me that we made a confusion last time, that we said the forward Earth was actually side Earth, and we reversed them a little bit. And I wanted to make clear what that is. So I wonder if I'm folding from foundation, Earth just become Earth, and then the other one becomes side Earth. And then not call it forward, just Earth will always be the beginning of the wave that it takes you to riding the wave.
So Christy, what we would call forward Earth is the Earth that we're going to use in
The mandala.
the release series also, right?
Exactly, and all the releases and all the mandala.
So that kind of makes sense that would be
Okay,
Earth.
Carolina, do you think it's good? Yeah, Carolina, so right then that we call it Earth, just one Earth, but then the other one is side Earth, only to know the difference. That we are encircling Earth, and then we touch Earth to start the inflowing way to foundation.
Yeah, here's the question.
Yes.
When we're opening from foundation, we know when we're opening from foundation and then going up through the outer mandala, that is forward a little bit, but we don't need to call it forward. We can just call it Earth. So when we are just defining Earth, we're not, and then coming back, is that the same Earth then that we open up?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Exactly
exact
the
Earth.
same.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's the reason that in forward, when we define in Earth from foundation, it takes us 2 counts, and we have a count and a half, almost 2 counts, to make clear that that's where we are experiencing, and that's the definition of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And then what's going to happen is that as we become and more comfortable with Earth and here, in the Earth, right? Foundation, and then the sphere of Earth right here. Now, what's going to happen more and more and more, that the sphere of Earth comes from the center of the heart, right? Remember that the sphere comes within and without, and the center movement of life. Remember last week, coming in, going out. So this is when we get Earth clear, and here, the movement riding of the wave is the line of connection. The movement riding of the wave is not your arms going up. It's the line of connection that gets you to expansion, the line that encircles the heart, the line that gets you to heaven. So that's the reason that Earth is so extraordinarily important, because from the unfolding wave, Earth becomes the point in which you opening the heart through the entire mandala, but also you're opening in relation to the head. You see, so if you go forward from here, you can see, you see how forward my arm is from there, and Earth is not at the same level of the head, right? Level of the head right here. Forward. It means that the entire line of connection comes from the heart and from the center of the pelvis. So from that line, I expanding the spine to take me to expansion into heaven. So that's important. Then from mandala crown, which is more side than forward, the earth, yeah? This is mandala crown. This is earth. You see right here? This is mandala crown. They are like 2 or 3 inches difference. From mandala crown, encircling the earth, connect me to earth. And this is what we call it now forward earth a little bit, because that's the beginning in which the wave can come into being.
We're
Yeah.
calling it side earth now, though, you said.
We're calling what?
We're calling that side earth too.
We're not calling it forward earth.
No, we call it earth. Oh no, we call it side earth. Side earth.
Side earth.
Yeah, side.
Okay, but I want to see the difference in, if you could show sideways, the difference between the earth coming from mandala crown and coming from crown crown, because isn't there a slight difference? I mean, even though they're both side earth, I mean, there's something about the angle or something that's different.
Exactly. The difference is always relative to the spinal column.
Yeah.
So because we have 3 curves, if the spine was to be one line straight, then you can just go forever into it. But the curvatures of the spine, which are so important to allow the spine to move from within 3-dimensionally, determine all the subtlety of connection to space. Yeah. So then mandala crown will be like right here.
Sideways? Do it sideways?
Yeah, but I'll show you. Mandala crown will be right here. Yeah. Earth will be right here.
But can you turn sideways?
Yeah, then I'll show you. From sideways, mandala crown will be right here. Mandala crown. It means that it comes from the whole matrix. Okay, mandala crown right here. Now, the question that you asked me, where is Earth? The unfolding Earth, right? Is that what you asked me, Mary Pat? Unfolding Earth will be right here.
Or, yeah, to influence.
This is mandala crown.
For the
Right here.
flowing wave, yeah, to the begin, the earth. to
Angle will
ancient
be different.
flowing wave.
Right here. This is this point in space in which my fingers are touching the sphere of Earth that it give me the inner arc is exactly the same as the center of the pelvic floor. Is the pelvis and the pelvic floor. So my arms are moving from the pelvic floor as I'm going to expansion before I am circling heaven.
Okay, so you just did earth to expansion, right?
Riding the wave, Earth riding the wave into expansion.
But so I thought we were doing from mandala crown into the inflowing wave to see where.
Oh, all right. Okay. Fantastic. I'm sorry. Thank you for telling me. So mandala crown, right? Encircling Earth, Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, in my third finger, as I begin the inflowing wave, the inflowing wave begins in the pelvic floor, begins in all the 7 centers, but begins in the pelvic floor to take me to suspended balance in descending, ascending.
Yeah.
So right here, remember that I said to you that in unfolding Earth right here is the pelvic floor. Yeah.
Earth.
Yes. Yeah. Earth is the pelvic floor.
Go to side earth.
Sorry, sideways.
The difference between, because I'm from mandala crown, I want to see the difference between where side earth ends up and the difference between that and earth.
I have another arm, so I can show it to you. But this is mandala crown, right? Mandala crown. This is encircling Earth, and this is Earth.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And
Now where's forward? Now where's Earth?
Now
where's Earth if you unfolded because it looks.
Earth will be right here, unfolding Earth, and encircling Earth will be like maybe 2 inches or maybe 1.5 inches or 1 inch below.
Yeah. Okay.
Mandala crown 1 inch below, because of the curve of the spinal column.
Yeah. I see. I just
Do it from crown.
Image of it.
Show us
From
from crown.
From crown. Okay, sideways or forward? From crown. And for outflowing wave and crown.
Okay,
and
now.
Earth, crown, and circling Earth, inflowing wave, suspended balance, descending, ascending. Can you see it or not?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very subtle because it's just the relationship of my spine. It's internal motion that I'm creating. It's not my arms moving by themselves. It's changing with everything. Yeah. So that's
It's less the space, it's less difference in the actual point of space than there is in the whole relationship of everything, the angles of everything, as you know, that gives you that place in space.
Can you say that again? Because the question is very important. You see how
It's-
important these questions are?
Yeah.
Are extraordinarily important because that's the way your mind, through differentiation, arrives to the point that becomes the experience of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can tell you unity, unity, unity. What does it mean? I mean, but then by the differentiation of the possibility, oh, I got it. It's the center of me. Oh, unity. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, what was the question, darling? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So there's a slight difference in the place in space that you're touching with the earth, but it's more that happens because of the change of the angles of everything in relation to everything else as you're moving, that gives you that slight difference. So it doesn't look all that different. It's, very little difference in how it looks in the actual place you're touching.
Yes.
A little bit. It's not that big of a difference, but it's more in the, the whole spine, the whole everything, and what angle it's moving in together.
Exactly. You are perfectly see. So I will say then it's not that it's a little bit different, but it's not that it's a little bit different. It's that the relationship of the whole body is what is give you the feeling that you associate with yourself. Yeah. So then one place and the other one may need like difference, but it's a completely different in the experience because your mind then is situated in a different place. Remember that in Earth, the mind is everywhere situated in the pelvic floor and in the pelvis. Yeah. And ground, the mind is situated all the way up, but it's also coming from the pelvic floor. Unfolding Earth, you touch in the center of the pelvic floor, the inner arc. The 7 centers are open, but you're definitely coming from the ground. You're experiencing yourself from the ground to become the mandala. So each connection in the lower centers, and always the relationship of gravity to the planet Earth, to the center of the planet Earth. So you're always coming from the structural balance formation of weight. So it's not that the weight is just weight completed by itself, but it's directed inside of you to assist you to experience the whole field of the fabric. So the center of weight is the same as the center of expansion, the same as the center of movement inside of the sphere of life. Yeah, the center of weight is the same as the center of expansion, inside the same as the center of the space inside of life. Without that, all you have is the physical weight. That's it. There's nothing else. No possibility of anything other than the experience of gravity giving you a holographic imprint of your being according to the way you sense your being. When it's just only weight, you only have the field of gravity giving you a holographic, because it's a spherical, experience of your being as you sense yourself. With the adding between gravity, expansion, and the movement, which is the sphere, the sensation of yourself is always the sensation of balance of weight, balance of energy, and balance of relationship to space. That is the practice of unity in motion, in which you're always using the given, the sphere of life, to giving you a constant experience of the wholeness within wholeness, which is the fabric of life, your body. Yeah. So then, are we clear before we continue? This is very important. Yeah. It's extraordinarily important. Otherwise, we can talk for years and years and years, and then we can hope that the body eventually will open enough to open the mind to perceive it.
That,
But if
that,
we get,
that was a very good clue about when we're going from foundation and going up to expansion.
Yes.
You definitely, when you're passing through the earth, you definitely feel that it's coming from the bottom up. And then, but when you're in crown and coming in, the feeling is completely different.
Right.
I mean, it's just different.
It's different because
More coming from the head.
yeah, it's coming from the heart.
Entering the head and
Yeah,
then
the heart and the head. It always coming from the heart. Because whenever any possibility of imbalance exists within the physical body, the quickest way to assist the person to find release is from the heart. Because the mind, you can tell them forever, and they may interpret it as being philosophical. Everything that you said, oh, it's spiritual, it's philosophical, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand it, whatever. But once you start opening the heart, then the heart becomes the central point from which the mind can start opening. And then when the mind from the heart start opening, the mind can comprehend what you're talking about. Otherwise, the mind is stuck in the physical plane, so to speak, in the way, trying to understand a holographic imprint inside of you that it means nothing because it doesn't have a physical experience to relate to, right? You don't relate to it. So the heart is the avenue then from which you can open the mind to understand the principle, the reality. But then it's the only place from which you can liberate the pelvis and the weight and the relationship to the floor. So instead of the relationship to the floor to be just weight, it's in a spiral formation of energy. The relationship of the floor is always in a spiral. It's never a weight. Yeah. Because if the weight that you're creating upon the floor is the weight you're experiencing upon the spine. So it's not weight, it's really actually like a slinky. Remember, like it's always a balance, an energetic, elastical balance from which you're always sensing the ground, because it's always changing. The balance is not moving like that. The balance is always an asymmetrical relationship of your being moving in three-dimensional space. Yeah. So I told you that last week about that. You start with a whole, even if the person doesn't understand it. We start with the whole, understanding that you are completely united inside of the field. And to understand the unity of the field, you understand the relationship to space, whatever that means, your relationship to the energy and relationship to the structure. And then the connections will give you like an earth, a crown, and foundation are the connections to the structural balance and relation to the planet Earth, period. And then the connection of expansion, all these horizontal planes is the opening of your heart, giving you the avenue to sense the upper centers from above, throat, head, and crown, so the mind can begin to really open up, because the mind usually is very concentrated inside of the physical formation otherwise. If it's all there is weight, the whole structural formation of the brain, which is like a balloon expanding in all directions of the space, is centralized inside of its own form. And if it is totally physical in that sense, you can talk to somebody for thousands and thousands of years, and then they think you're crazy. Well, because they will have no means to understand it. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? They will think, oh, you're very spiritual. Oh, you're very blah, blah, blah. But they don't understand what that means because they associate it with some particular concept or idea. So only the opening of the heart and opening the heart, the mind, and opening the physiology can assist you to reconnect continuously to the fountain. So if somebody comes to your class or start listening to what you have to say, you only can say there is a fountain of life. There is an energy field in which you can live continuously, in which your life is a celebration. That is a fantastic, fantastic voyage. To understand it, you understand it for 3 different ways. In the beginning, the mind is kind of complex, because it's all may seem conceptual. The energy, you can understand it more because it's love, it's energy, it's feeling. And then the body, you can understand it because you begin to understand the structure, the skeleton. When the feeling start opening the structure, the brain changes inside of the sphere of itself. And then, oh, I see, I got it. It's very easy. It's so simple. Oh my God, whatever. You will hear it, but it's good for you to do it from the whole perspective. Yeah. So anyway, how are we doing? Are we doing good? All right. So then, are we clear with this? The sphere of Earth and the sphere of the difference between forward Earth,
Yes, thank you.
between Earth and side Earth. Yeah. Yeah. And you understand for sure that crown or mandala crown encircle Earth to find Earth, because only in the sphere of the heart and Earth you can begin the inflowing wave. Otherwise, you're going to bring your arms up. Yeah. Otherwise, what's going to happen, which is okay too. It's okay because that's the way you learn it. What's going to happen? You're going to say, "Oh, I bring my arms up. I bring my arms up." No, you just connecting to the pelvic floor, connecting to the centers, and then you take foundation from which you can get out into the wave. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, you're moving your arms, you're moving your body instead of connecting through your body to the fabric into space. Yeah. Fantastic. Shall we, what should we do today? Let's go back again. Let's do it again. Let's go through the fountain a couple of times. And then let's go from the fountain into the definition of the 4 different centers: foundation, central heart, the diamond, central crown, and complete the fountain in 0 point in order to do the inflowing, outflowing wave, inner outer wave, inner outer mandala, in order to go to the interchanging balance. Yeah. Shall we do it seated or standing? It's up to you. Yeah.
Either one. Do you
Either
want,
one. Okay.
do you want to standing?
I'll do it standing.
Let's do it standing.
Yeah, we're standing. Let me see. Are we good? Let me see. One detail that I wanted to tell you that I forgot about. Oh, okay. Then I wanted to bring you into the chair. After that, I want to bring you to the chair one more time. When we finish, we do it two sets of fountains. Okay. After we do that, I want to bring you into the chair because I wanted to show you the 4 different paths. The path that is taking you to foundation, the path that will take you to central heart, the path that is taking you to suspended diamond, the path that will take you to central crown. Yeah, 4 different directions in space. Okay, here we are. We're good. I can see you, and I may move back, and I'm not going to be able to see you, but I gather that you're doing.
You're good.
I trust you.
You're good.
0 balance. Lovely. Wonderful. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is the last. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7. Now gathering. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 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 and 4. Ascending to centers. 2, 3, and 4. 4 counts. 2, suspending. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Descending, ascending. 3 and 4. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ascending to the wave. Then you take me to suspend, click, and then come back. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ascending to centers all the way to central ground. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gathering the wave. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, infinity. 3, and now expansion, back navigation. 3 and 4, encircling Earth. Earth, inflowing wave, foundation. 3 and 4, and touching, going to the release balance. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Suspend and let the energy go just for a moment. That if a session foundation goes directly from foundation into interchanging balance, right?
Mhm.
And the last one, when it arrives from foundation, it goes directly into interchanging balance. We don't go to ground. Yeah, is that Carolina right? So
We used to go to Crown there.
Yeah, we go to Crown.
we ground. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the interchangeable balance. Better to make it clear and clean. How was that? Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so what I would like to do, I would like to clarify it a little bit possible. The path going to central heart, the path going to suspended diamond, and the path going to central crown in order to complete the fountain. So can we sit down for a moment just to do it seated for now, since we're going to spend just a few minutes into that particular definition. It's important to understand that there are 4 different paths. Yeah, let me see. I just moved my chair a little bit back. They are not the same thing. They are different. They are different movements. Oh. I don't know if you can see me, but oh shit, it's still. But we do it. I can see you. I cannot see you completely down, but I know through the energy what's going on. Okay? Wonderful. 0 point balance is exquisitely wonderful. I want you to always remember that 0 point balance is the plane of the neck connecting half of your neck forward, half of your neck back. Yes, so you're connected to the center of the neck. Beautiful. So we're gonna go inflowing wave and going to crown, inflowing wave going to central crown, outflowing wave going to suspended diamond, descending, ascending, outflowing wave going to central crown, completing the fountain in order to complete. So we are learning the 4 different paths. The first path is the inflowing wave getting to the foundation and going to crown. The definitions: 5, 6, 7, and 8. Inflowing wave, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3.
Wait a second, let's start again, because you relent, your internet stopped for a second, so we lost, we were listening to your count and then all we went.
You were suspended.
We're going into inflowing wave, foundation, outflowing wave. That was the first definition, the definition of Earth.
Yeah, just let's do it again.
In the second definition, the definition of self. The third definition is the definition of the throat, which is the divine. And the fourth definition is the whole 7 centers connecting to the sun, to the last part of the fountain. Yeah, wonderful. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Gathering the wave. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ascending to central. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 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 2, 3, and 4. 1. Striking the wave to suspend the diamond. 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ascending to center. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to do the release of balance from here, okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. The suspending of the shoulder girdle to allow the vertebrae. 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I'm going to crown myself to 0 point to complete the practice of these 4 different definitions. Beautiful. How was that? That was okay? Can we do it one more time? Are you okay? It's okay? Wonderful. This is very important because the first definition, you know, is the inflowing way and the outflowing way. The second definition is complex because you have to unite the pelvic floor, ascending through the right and the left of your heart and connecting to the union of your heart at the level of the solar plexus. Right there. And then from there, you're descending through the center of the sphere of life. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The outflowing way will take you out to ground. Now, the third one is a different way because at the delicate heart initiates a wave that is taking you to click and then descending, ascending. 3 and 4, foundation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the last one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now through the 7 centers. Solar plexus, chest, throat, head, ground. 5, 6, 7. Moving hard. From the center of the pelvic floor, I got out all the way. And then I'm going to move all the way to south, which is a trap south, and then descending, ascending. It will take me back into 0 point balance, gathering the wave. 2, 3, and now foundation is the pelvic floor. 1, and I start moving very gently. The spiral in my arms bring me very gently into touching balance. Like that. That takes me to foundation. Right there. Now I'm ascending through all the directions and I come to, I'm in infinity, riding the way through the sphere of life. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Side L, 2, 3, and 4. I crown in the movement. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wonderful. It's very good to experience when you crown the movement, because each point that you're going around to crown yourself is a changing going into the inner arc that is going to take you to the 0-point balance. So all this plane and space, beautiful. So what you're doing is not that you're doing this. Look, it's not that you're bringing your arms down, right? Is that the plane in which your arms are moving are the changing of the speed of light that is going to take you to foundation. Beautiful. So it's the whole center of gravity that is bringing you back into 0-point balance. Yeah, it's not that you're bringing your arms down. You got it, right? Got that feeling? It's important. Let me see. Any questions about this? It's good. The 4 different places. The first one, you know, there is inflowing wave, outflowing wave, and prime, right? The second one is a little bit complex because once you're raising from the pelvic floor, right here, the wave or right and left is going to take you to the center of your solar plexus, which is the center of your heart. And in here, you have all the time to find that the center of your arches is the center of the crown. That's the way you can tell. And then you're descending, ascending into foundation, and then you are flowing well. Now, the next one is a trip, because you have to get to the delicate heart before you didn't get to the delicate, right here. The delicate heart is the wave that unfolds you to click, and then you're descending, ascending, foundation. I raise in pelvic floor, pelvis, solar plexus, chest, throat, crown, the center of my arches. 1, 2. Now this is a trip because I'm going through all the 7 centers. Wow, right there, all the way. Yay! Now encircling from above into the heart. Right there. Now from the pelvic floor and the 7 centers, I unfold into central crown. I'm coming back into self, which is right there. And now descending, ascending will bring me to 0-point. Now, 0-point, I gathered away from the pelvic floor. It will take me to foundation. And now it's a trip because I begin in foundation. You see right there? And now a little spiral in my arms will bring me toward touching balance. And now when I get to touching balance, I feel my entire legs, the pelvis, everything. And now I'm coming back into foundation, which is the direction of my legs. I unfold them and I go to infinity scale. Wow, right there. And now very gently, I'm going to touch foundation, crown, foundation. It's just expansion, mandala crown. Is side earth, inflowing wave, and now the crowning. So I'm going to bring it to a horizontal plane, and now all the planes of my arm will descend me into 0-point balance. Wonderful. How was that? That was absolutely divine. Very good. I think that you did it wonderful. Okay. So any questions about this? Any more anything that we need to know? Let me see. One clarification. The clarification of suspended balance is only an instant. You cannot wait there.
Suspended diamond?
Suspended diamond, exquisite. Thank you, Dad. It's only the suspension, then you have to descend. Because if you hold it, you won't be able to descend because your shoulder girdle will go down and you will lose the rotation of your heart. So click and you gotta come out. Exactly. So you have to really know that you cannot stop and suspend the diamond. Yeah, beautiful. Let me see right there. Click and then descending. Yeah. You have to remember that the click is passing through. So then the passing through can assist you. So you don't get crystallized backwards. Just the passing through, it brings you into the descending, ascending to go into very gently into crown. Yeah, beautiful. That's it, Carolina. Right there, and now that one. Exactly. Fantastic. How is Mary Pat? Let me see from the ascending from foundation to suspended diamond. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. It's good. Perfect. You have to be careful. There is a moment in suspended diamond that you want to go with your head back. No, stay in the center of the space. It's kind of weird because it's not a definition of you going back. It's just the center of your being. So exactly, that's the point where you can descend. Yeah, you have to be careful because we tend to press back with your neck to sense where you are in that one. Now, the last one is a trap because in the last one, it's totally interdepending. Yeah, that's it. Now, the last one. It's the last one, Mary Pat, where you go to the central crown. One, that's the fourth definition. 1, 2. Yeah. 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, heart. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. In Pittsburgh, the internet is a little bit in a different plane, but it's good. So let me just assist you on this. You're doing absolutely fantastic. Delicate heart is the most important place in the entire study because it's the point in which the elbows in your arm switches from down up into up down. Switching from down up into up down through you. And that's the place that can connect the thoracic vertebra. Exactly. It's the only point that you started yeah, right there. Go. Wonderful, fantastic. And then connecting, yeah, wonderful. Now, I'm not sure that when you get into moving heart, that when you're opening from the pelvic floor, I have the feeling that you're opening from the pelvic floor, but you're leaving your head behind. So even though you're open from the pelvic floor, you can open from the 7 centers as well, so until you get all the way to central crown. But don't let your head to create weight upon you. So when you go, let me see, Carolina, when you go from foundation to central crown, take all the time in the world. The delicate heart, yeah, right there, beautiful. Now encircling the heart. Beautiful, and moving hard. And now from that is wonderful, fantastic, right there, beautiful. Continue, Ellen. That's good. You're doing good. I just want to see where you're going from there. Yay. Okay. Wonderful. Fantastic. Nancy, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I want you just to see me for a moment. I know, Carolina, you have to leave in a few seconds, but I just wanted to show you something. When you get to unfolding the heart, moving heart, right? I want you to feel that when you go from moving heart, ascending through it, in order to go to central crown, there is much more expansion that you have in your heart to get to central crown. Then when you get to moving heart from here, there is much more expansion right here that you can get to go. The breastbone can open inside of itself. So exactly, don't be afraid to open the breastbone and the entire bone right there. Yay! So you are developing an internal strength inside of the centers, open you up without thinking that you have to keep it still there. They have their own escalation of motion. Yeah, it's beautiful, fantastic. I love it. Yeah.
I feel that difference.
Yeah. I'm sorry, darling.
I felt that difference.
Yeah.
So much more movement. Yeah.
More movement inside of the rib cage. Yeah, right there, Mary Pat, right there. Wonderful, fantastic. Mary Pat, the only complexity right now is that when you get to the delicate heart, the moving heart, it's almost like you want to keep the right and the left going up, but not. From now on, the front and the back takes the initiative. So the right and the left follow, but it's not that open right and left. It's open the front and the back, open the right and the left to go to it. Exactly. Otherwise, what's going to happen if you're trying to keep the right and the left going to central crown, you're going to push behind with the scapula and you are outside or going to the crown. So be careful that when you get to moving hard, you go in front and back, right and left, all the way through in order to come back from it. That's it, Ellen. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Right there. The whole descending, ascending.
So I get to about right here, and I know, and then I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Do I just go straight out? Because I get to about right here, and I'm thinking, oh, I gotta come in or something, or I don't come in, or what do I do there?
Okay, when you get, it's okay. When you're getting to south,
Yeah.
To south, let me see if I can get you some space so you can see a little bit. When you get to south, right here.
So I'm here, and I open out 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Yeah.
You can go 2 millimeters back with your elbows.
Okay.
Right there, right there. That's
Okay.
it. That's it. Now, from here, you are extending, you're releasing the wave, right?
Yeah.
You're releasing the wave. But the wave is a 4-directional. It's not the wave going down.
Okay.
It's, each frame has the right and the left, and the front and the back to get you to 0 point in order for you to move wherever you're going.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not that the arms go down, it's that the right and the left and the front and the back is the wave of your arms coming from the vertical.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's good. Mary Pat, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we frozen you in central and south, right there. You're frozen in south forever. Yeah. Yeah, the camera. Can you see what happened, Mary Pat? Can you see Mary Pat? No, you cannot see Mary Pat, no?
No, I can see her.
Oh, can you see? You see it's frozen in south. It's
No,
lovely.
she's good. She's good.
Yeah.
She's there. Can you see her? Is she moving in your frame? Because I can.
I don't know. I don't know. She's not. She must be doing something else. But
No, I can see her. You can't see her?
her connection have frozen in
Oh.
central heart. And
Oh,
the
I can see her moving, but I don't know if you can.
then bring your arms down, Mary Pat. Bring your arms down.
Well, I just
No,
stood
you
up.
can't.
You just want to make sure you can see her.
I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
I know. Just relax. Wonderful. Okay, fantastic. So I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right.
Okay. So how do we do it now?
We're doing great.
So that answered your question, Ellen?
Yeah,
When you-
perfect. Absolutely perfect.
the
Yeah.
four-
I think what it is that I just need to follow as we did here. I need to follow my spine right
into south,
Okay.
right?
right
Yeah.
there into the center of
back.
space. Yeah.
1 inch back in your elbows. 1 inch back in your elbows. Right there. That is the
So
south.
that's more in the center of my shoulders then.
It's the center of your shoulders elevating the throat, the head, crown. The south.
Okay, right.
Right there, exactly. And then the wave just coming in a 4 direction, extending. If you go to 0 point, depends. If you go through the wave to 0 point seated, it's different than if you go from the wave all the way to 0 point balance. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, fantastic. I think that Mary Pat has become forever.
She's moving in my screen. I don't know.
I don't know where she is, but
You
she's,
don't know where she is?
yeah,
Um,
I don't know where she is because she's not here. I mean,
Oh.
we lost her.
She seems to be moving on my frame, so I don't know.
Can you
Oh.
hear me? Luciano?
No, she's not holding the cell. She's like frozen inside of the internet.
Oh,
Not here.
wow. I mean, we can all see her. That's weird that you can't. So I don't know.
All right.
All right.
So anyway, so how is it that it's fantastic? We get it. We're fantastic. So what do you think? I think that maybe we should just leave it since Carolina left too, and we lost Mary Pat. And Nancy, you've been absolutely divine with everything. It's absolutely we're connecting.
Thank you. I'm thrilled with my class. I'm learning unity in motion.
You are.
I'm
It's
learning
just
unity.
beautiful.
I'm excited about it.
Yay.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Beautiful.
So anyway, Ellen, that was clear for you, right?
Yes, it was perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you have to make in your mind the clear definition between the 4 different paths. The path taking you from earth into inflowing wave into foundation, Then the path is going to take you from foundation to crown. And then the path is going to take you from foundation to the ascending through centers, and then the right and the left becoming connected to the center of your heart. This is a very important place, because the center of your heart here and is not only the center of your heart, it's the center of the solar plexus. Yeah, central crown, central heart,
Yeah.
the center of the solar plexus. So Nancy, that when you touch the heart like that, you see when you're going to connect to central heart, it's the center of your heart, but also the center of the solar plexus.
Oh, right.
You just come down with your arms a little bit down, just a little bit more, right there, right there. That's the center of the central heart, uniting the center of the solar plexus with the center of your heart. Those are the two things.
Lower part, this is the solar plexus, and this is the heart, right?
The heart is coming from the center of you, and then the solar plexus is the center of space. But it comes from it's called central heart because it unites two hearts, the center of your heart with the center of the cosmic heart, which is the center of life, your solar plexus. Yeah, very specific place. Yeah, it's in place between above and below, perfectly above and below. Yeah, and then descending, ascending, beautiful, right there, and then outflowing wave, right there, fantastic, beautiful. Now, remember that when we went into moving heart, and I said, when you go back to the central crown, you're going to open the breastbone, and everything is going to unfold more from you. Exactly. That occurs all the time. Exactly. Open the breastbone, open the throat. Exactly. Open the neck, open the thigh, open all of it. Wonderful. Exactly. So there's a place in your breastbone that you can begin to create, allow for expansion. Yeah, because the center of your moving heart, the center of moving heart, right here, it already provides the expansion between the moving heart and the head. Right here, the breastbone. Yeah, right here, the breastbone opens right here. So allow the breastbone to have its vertical, exactly. So it polarizes the pelvis, you see, and it polarizes everything to take you into wonderful, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And now you're going to get to self, which is in a different place. Where is it? 1 inch back. No, right there. It's
I don't know what we're doing.
Oh, no, it's okay. She's practicing by herself, and I got her. Self is a neutral place. It's a neutral place. Self is a completely neutral place that it's not forward, it's not back, it's not sideways, it's all directions of space right there from which then the wave connects. So you have to be careful because you're thinking the self is forward, but it's the 6 directions of a space that is taking you back into descending, ascending wave to take you to crown. Yeah, exactly.
Is it slightly different sitting and standing?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So that's, I think that's where I get a little bit confused. I'm trying to do the same positioning, sitting and standing a little bit.
Go from central crown to go from moving heart to central crown and self then to see where it goes. Beautiful. Right there. There. And now take your time, 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 take your time. Right there.
Yeah, it makes more sense for me standing. I can sense the 3-dimensionality a little bit
Because
better.
you're coming from the floor instead of coming from the center of your pelvis.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. All right, so you're doing absolutely fantastic and divine. Mary Pat is still frozen and moving.
Sure you didn't just lose
That's
me.
so interesting because we can see her.
Are you sure you just didn't lose me in the little thumbnail pictures or something?
Do you see her thumbnail picture at all?
When Carolina left, did I? did the gallery view switch somehow? or-
Oh, I see. That we lost you completely, and the only thing that you have, Mary Pat, in you was you and the connection of self. So the last 5 minutes, no, the last 3 minutes you're being in self, which is perfect. That's
That's
beautiful.
good.
It's wonderful. You were like vibrating to the self. I love
But
it.
you can hear
So-
me, right?
So let's clarify what we think about. We clarified the horizontal plane that exists within expansion, yeah? And then we understand why is it that the horizontal plane of expansion is the only point that you can encircle the heart to get to heaven, yeah? Once you encircle the heart to get to heaven, heaven means that the thoracic vertebra of your spine have arch, but inside of the expansion, not inside of sitting upon yourself, but in the expansion, the outer arch. So it's a fantastic way of extending the thoracic vertebra. Yeah, fantastic, going up to heaven, fantastic. Then what else that we did? Oh, when you ground in yourself, you don't move the arms down. Every frame is the gravitational expansion that is bringing you into 0-point balance. Gravitational expansion is all there is. It's the 10th principle. And it's the principle that makes all the difference, because the entire practice of unity in motion is to use the sphere of life to constantly keep you present. Present doesn't mean that you're going to be here. It means that you're connected to everything. Yeah. Otherwise, presence is a holding of the mind and you're present, but that's not present. That creates a lot of problems, because then you're holding the space instead of passing through the space. Passing through the space.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, any question?
So as you're doing every movement, do you keep something in mind about the whole sphere in 3 dimensions?
No, the only thing right now, the best way to relate to 3 dimension is to relate to the sphere of life, gravitational expansion. So once you figure it out that you are in the outer arc, that you are in the vertical extension, and you are in the inner arc, which is always occurring, and the moving frame through you, ascending to one and descending constantly, like a circle inside of you, is actually the center of the sphere that is constantly actualizing you in 3 dimensions to give you the center of the space from which you can yourself connected to all things. The center of the space, not the first is the center of the space, then is the second of the center of the structure, and then is this am I confusing right now? The center of the space, the center of the space is what giving you the center of the space, the center of structure, and the center of the structure is when it gives you the balance of weight. Weight, 0-point weight, relationship of the skeleton as balance of the structure. The center of the space is the tensional energy expansion, that is the nervous system, allows you to connect with everything. So the space, form, centering. Weight is a physical phenomenon of 0 weight. 0 weight comes as a consequence of a spatial relationship, the structure, the energetic relationship, and then the weight. Yeah. Without the spatial relationship,
0 weight though.
0 weight.
It's
0 weight is balance is 0 weight. Yeah. Balance is 0 weight. Yeah. The lady with the 0 balance is 0 weight. Yeah, so, but 0 weight means that your relationship to space cancel the weight, yeah, the relationship to space. The tensional energy, the tensional forces are the physical sensation that allows you to experience 0 weight. 0 weight doesn't exist without the nervous system giving you that feeling, right? Then the physiological relationship is really spiraling in relation to the earth. It's the energy of the earth. It's not on top of the earth pressing down. Yeah, it's all interconnected. Yeah, so that's a very important thing. So if you
so this is the so actually probably speaking from you, you've done it so much that you don't even give it any thought. There's no thought.
No,
in-
integration doesn't have any thought anymore. Integration of your being is experience of everything without having to be in the thought of blah, blah, you know, all that feel disappears into the present moment. And the
So
present
meanwhile,
self-contained
meanwhile,
all thing. Yeah.
we're processing a little bit.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, process. It's
So I do I remember something like what you just said about?
You will, because it is in the video. You can listen and then make a note. And you have, remember that I'm saying you, everything that I said is good for you to contemplate it for a few minutes in order to make sure that your mind, okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, grounding myself, it can also mean that I move my arm. Is that I have to find all the changes that correspond to the energetic field, bringing me to the oh, I see, I understand. If I don't understand it, I go back again. Okay, what the fuck are you saying? You know, don't get it with yourself like that until you get it. And if you don't get it, ask questions. And because we are only successful to the degree that we allow the mind to create a question from which the answer can resolve that particular
Aspect.
ventricle that it was blanked inside of the brain.
Right.
So then it becomes present, and oh, I see, it's a big deal. Nothing is a big deal. You understand? It's simple.
So
yeah?
you're describing, actually what you're describing is gravitation, expansion, and the movement of life.
Exactly. The Trinity, 3 dimensions: gravity, expansion, and the movement of
the
life.
movement of life. Those are the three that every movement is describing.
I wrote it this morning to make sure to me. Gravitational expansion. Expansion, gravitational expansion, centralize it within the moment of life. Gravitational, gravity, expansion, centralize it within the moment of life.
Right. Okay.
Yeah? The two are concepts. Gravity is a concept by itself, because that's the field. The field of 3 dimensions is the union between gravity, expansion, and the moment of life, period. That's the field in which we're always living. But we don't go around thinking about, okay, gravity, expansion. Most of us think about just gravity, a little bit.
Right, yeah.
That's another question.
Yeah.
Even though we understand that gravity by itself, it will destroy you. You know, if people go to outer space, they have to wear the suit, because if you don't wear the suit, you will be the whole body will explode into 3 billion pieces.
Well, that's the divinity of unity and motion. That's the whole thing.
Yes, the whole thing, gravity, expansion.
But you know, plants don't just do gravity. Plants do gravity and expansion, or else they would all be flat.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that's
It's the same for the plants. The plant use gravity as means to be able to connect to the gravitational field and to the roots of the earth, right? Which is the roots of the earth. Then gravity, the plant is constantly growing.
Toward the light.
I'm sorry?
It grows toward
The light.
toward the
Whatever.
light.
Yeah. And then the gravitational field and the growth of expansion of the plant allow the moment in which those things manifest as growth.
Yeah.
Growth is not a concept. It only occurs within the natural moment of life.
right.
Yeah. Like us. You know what I mean? Yeah. Gravity is constantly embracing me. Expansion is constantly expanding. That's a given. But then the moment is what makes it those free me. And
The problem in life is in the old way of when you hit a certain age, the thought is you stop growing. But the reality is
you're forever. You're forever. It's the principle of forever. Exactly.
Growth is different than form. You know, it's like you're growing within the form. Your body is constantly being rejuvenated.
Exactly.
You know, within
your body is constantly becoming, and transforming.
Yeah.
I don't know if the word transforming will be. Being is being is gravity. Without gravity, we have no existence, right? Gravity really is love. Inside of the union, gravity is love.
Yeah.
Inside of the gravity, we don't know what that is. We know the gravitational fields, that every single planet in the celestial existence has its own vortex and its own union. And then the relationship between all the gravitational fields occurring within the planets and the sun and the moon create the moment of suspension that we call life for us. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So the gravity expansion and the moment of life are simultaneous in 3 dimensions. Now, the moment of life is the moment of manifestation. Gravity embraces you, expands and you expand it. And the moment, the third entity is the moment that all my nails are growing, my hair, I have to go to the haircut, my skin is changing, my whole system as a whole is transmuting moment by moment by moment by moment by moment. We are not aware of that because in the dimension that we live in a dimension that is much faster than this understanding. So we don't understand that the moment is the most important thing that we have in our life because it's what creates us, allow us to create, to be healthy, to be good, it's all interdependent on what you're doing in the moment. But since we don't think about so much, then everything is a little bit mysterious. And here you understand that the moment is all there is. So gravitational expansion is the constant self-regeneration that is the fountain of life. Gravitational expansion.
So is that moment happens whether you're moving or whether you're still, either one.
Of course.
Yeah, because in reality, you're never still. You're moving because you're thinking you're going to go from here to the other room, but stillness is actually inside of the motion of everything. So there is no such a thing. Stillness means that I'm moving with the planet Earth, with the entire world. I'm going 360 days in the year and so forth. I'm always in motion. Motion is all the rest. What I call my existence is the actual motion of life or the solar system or whatever we call it. Emotion.
And your heart is beating, your blood is flowing, the energy is coming through you at every second.
Every second.
Moment,
I am
your atoms are exploding, your
all of it.
synapses.
And the wonderful thing that now myself, oh yeah, all this is happening. This is a miracle. I am inside of the miracle that allow me to be with everything instead of thinking, oh, my heart or my liver or my this or my that. They're all working simultaneously inside of the same simultaneity that makes life possible for humans and the planet Earth and for everything. Okay, so I'm leaving. I love you. It's a fantastic. We'll see you Monday. And
See, this was fun.
Oh, sorry.
Really fun. Absolutely.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is how I have
Very
my.
clarifying too. Yeah.
Yes. Wonderful.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
love you. Oh, so I
Love
think
you all.
I'm going to.
Ciao, ciao.